Hello, my name's Mike Brunk. I'm the Urbana City Arborist, and I help manage the Landscape Recycling Center. We're out today in this beautiful park to aerate our turf. Now, we get a lot of questions about how to aerate and how to compost turf, and it's quite easy. So I want to show you the step-by-step process of getting oxygen to the roots, how to spread the compost across the aerated area, and then taking advantage of both those steps and overseeding your turf area. Over the summer, soils can get compacted and there can be a lot of thatch buildup in turf areas. And that's why it's important to aerate your lawn in the fall. In fact, September through late October is an excellent time to aerate your lawn, feed your turf, and actually overseed that area. To get started, you're going to need an aerator and enough garden compost to spread about a ½ inch layer over your yard. 1½ cubic yards will cover about 1,000 square feet at a ½ inch depth. So just figure 1½ yards for every 1,000 square feet. If you don't have an aerator, you can always rent one from a local rental store. Now you're going to want to spread the compost after you aerate. And the point to remember is it doesn't have to be surgically accurate because you're going to be doing this every year and you'll eventually get a good even layer from year to year over your turf. You might also want to have some grass seed on hand because after aeration is an ideal time to overseed your lawn. Now that I've given you the whole picture of the process, let's do this step by step. Before we start to aerate or pick the day to aerate, we have to decide if the soil moisture is adequate. So if we've had a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain within the week of the day you're going to aerate, then I think we're good. But if we haven't, I would put a lawn sprinkler out and try to lay down about a ½ inch to 1 inch of water the day before you decide to aerate. Now that we're going to start to aerate, you'll want to work your aerator well through the entire yard. Whatever pattern you choose, whatever's easiest and the safest for you to use, make sure the aerator's getting good plugs and thoroughly aerate the entire lawn area. After you've worked the soil, you'll want to spread compost in a thin ½ inch layer or less. Now you can use a drop spreader, or if you don't have that, it's easy just to scoop a shovel and wheelbarrow. You can sprinkle it as you walk, or you can take that scoop shovel and just really fling it out into the yard, depending on what size yard and what method is easiest for you. Now once you get this compost spread out over the lawn, you'll have clumps and things, but all you have to do is just kind of spread it out with a leaf rake, or the method I like is to turn a garden rake upside down and just kind of smooth it back and forth. The compost will naturally fill into the holes and fertilize the root zone of the turf. So now you've got oxygen down into the root zone and you've got good rich nutrients. It's a perfect time to overseed. Whether you use a drop spreader or a rotary spreader, choose your seed. You can seed your entire lawn and be ready for next spring. Now that you know the basics of aerating your yard, give it a try. It's not a complicated process and the results are well worth the effort. Stay tuned for more how-to videos from the Landscape Recycling Center.